last $2, I'm not gonna lose. The last $2, I'm not gonna lose. One for the bus fare, other for the jukebox. Hit me some down home blues. Gotta hear me some down home blues. Oh yeah, Johnny Taylor. Last $2.
My name is Juvilee and Denale. I'm a youth organizer at the Northwest Center, where although I'm a organizer. Yeah. I've lived in Belmont Craving my entire life, and the nonprofit I work out of is in Belmont Craving. It's been around since 2003, but I started working with them when I was 14.
My name is Denale. I'm currently a senior at the University of Illinois Chicago, majoring in psychology with a minor in human resource management. And a little bit about myself. I recently just finished NE, which is a first generation college student program that helps start the career navigation.
I worked at FedEx for about a year, but then working at FedEx made me realize that working at FedEx wasn't something that I was passionate about, and I missed the work that I used to do when I was in high school. So I decided to just look for an opportunity. Fortunately enough for me, there was an opportunity open. And for about a year now, I've been the youth organizer. As that, prior to that, I worked as a student leader for about 4 years.
I feel like college was more so destined for me because I didn't see it for myself, but I went to Marshall, which is a school in a really bad area, and everybody, like the teachers be like, oh, you just like a white girl trapped in a black girl body, so like you don't relate to none of the people there. So just always hearing that, I was okay, so I just have to fit into this thing that was created for me. So that's why I just kept pushing, like, oh, well, let me just live in this idea that they fit for me. First 2 semesters, I didn't like pass a couple of classes, so I ended up having to reach out to like a lot of programs on campus. Like, even if it's just like funding, like financial, because I did have to work. I was working full time still. Full time, like almost like part time, close to full time in my first 2 years. And I was just like, I can't. Like, I already didn't know how to navigate. I didn't have time management. I was just like all of this.
I think what changed for me was when I had COVID and I was stuck in my room and everything's eating you up. There's nothing, you've already watched everything on Netflix. You've already played all the video games and you're just like, what do I do? And you're just stuck thinking. And you're like, okay, I told myself my goal was to either go back and work at the nonprofit or go to school.
So I'm just saying, like, you have to hit like rock bottom before you can work your way up. And I felt like that's where I was at when I constantly kept failing these classes. And I was just like, it can't be the school, it can't be everybody else, it has to be me. So I just had to internally like look at myself, and that's when I joined the American EQ program and I got a mentor.
Who were you talking to? Or they be mentors? Yeah. At the time, a big mentor would be Julio Rodriguez. He worked at the nonprofit. I can't remember what his position was at the time. And then the youth organizer, Jeremy Cuevas. Jeremy Cuevas, for me, became a role model at the time when I was in high school. Whatever question I had, whatever I was feeling, he would always just guide me, give me advice. And honestly, I'm really grateful that I had people like them.
Any other barriers?
I feel like at this point now it's mental barriers, just feeling that sense of like imposter syndrome, like just feel like I don't like, oh no, like it just don't feel right. And I feel like that's my barrier right now with myself. I wish I had more family support. Like, I get that they couldn't understand, but it felt like I was just not like, it honestly felt like I was living in a whole other city just by myself. Like, I was just navigating this whole world by myself. And when I would reach out to them, it's just like, oh, you got it. Like, okay, what that mean?
Right now, what I really need is a lot of different trainings and workshops and learning how to assess certain situations, or what's the right thing to say or what's the wrong thing to say. I know that there's a lot of really bad things going on, and just working with young people, and sometimes the questions that they ask me, or just the reality of what the community is, it just shows me that I need to be more prepared, to be more understanding for everyone.
When I do get HR, I want to work in specifically diversity, equity, and inclusion, just because me always feel like I know everybody feel like they don't belong, and like even in the American Needs Youth program, a lot of us like when I did that peer work, a lot of us was like second guess like, oh, wait, they trying to get us corporate jobs, like. I thought we was getting hired at McDonald's or something like that. Like it was just all of us feeling like, okay, we not about to get it, and that's what made me want to push towards like we all deserve this. We all deserve. If we fight for it, we deserve it.
At the moment, I'm really thinking of being a real estate agent, just because it takes about 3 months to become one, and everyone tells me I'm really good at talking. And my aunt was buying a house as a real estate agent. She pulled me aside and she was like, I think you can do it. So
I was happy. Like it was like I was starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like I was happy because it seemed like it was starting to become settled. Like I was able to see, oh, I'm gonna get this job. Like once I started securing once I secured my next internship by myself, I was like, oh, I can do this. Like I got these skills. Like this me.
Just hearing what people think I can be. I'm not saying I want to make that my career path, but my goal is just to find a trade or find something that I'm really passionate about, and then opening something not that's mine, but that can give back. So if it's a business, making sure that I create a business that my community needs, hitting the issues right on.
The journeys and experiences reflected here are often experienced by other people in similar circumstances. Sharing them can help us better understand how people navigate their careers and can help us make progress on creating an equitable workforce.